Welcome to my empty wallet, and we're going to fill it up together with the new cards that I'm using as of Q2 2026. Because for those of you who saw my 2026 credit card strategy video, a few things have changed since then, because they had to change in order to keep me on track with some of my goals. Credit card strategies aren't meant to last forever, at least not in my world. So let's start filling this up with card number 1, which is the Chase Freedom 5%. That is the original OG Chase Freedom card, which is still a Visa, and I call it the Freedom 5% because the last time I spoke with a Chase representative on the phone, they referred to it as the Freedom 5%. This card is so old now that it actually has the old embossed numbers still on the front, so I'm going to strategically place this in my wallet. Nope, not going to work. I'm doing this off camera. There we go. It's now back in my wallet. And the first thing you ought to know about this card is that it is the predecessor to the current Chase Freedom Flex. And when you looked at the reward structure, you can see why. It earns 5% cashback on quarterly bonus categories, also 2% back on Lyft rides, and 1% back on all of your other purchases. Those 5% quarterly categories are identical to the ones on the Flex, and they work in exactly the same way. Every 3 months out of the year, the categories change to something different, and you can earn the 5% up to $1,500 spent in those categories per quarter. What we're looking at right now, April 1st all the way through the end of June, is 5% back on Amazon.com, Chase Travel, and Feeding America. That is, of course, if you remember to activate with that green button right there on the screen. As for the 2% back on Lyft rides, that is good through the end of September 30th, 2027. And the other 3% categories that come on the Flex card for both drugstores/pharmacies and dining at restaurants, those are not included with the original Freedom card here. So why am I using this card for 5% when this card, the Amazon Prime Visa, also earns 5% back year-round? Well, because I recently redeemed all of my Chase points and I got down to a 0 balance. And that means it's time to earn some more Chase points. Now, I want to hear from all of you as well down below in the comments. I have this kind of mental thing where I like to have a set baseline of points in programs where I really value the rewards. To me, Chase points are super valuable because they're very flexible. They're great for cash back, even better for travel via the Chase portal, and best used when using transfer partners for the super high value trips. Whatever you like though, all of those are an option year round. And whenever I get to a 0 point balance or close to 0, I think having a certain baseline is valuable because that way when you need those points for something, they're available to you. So for me, I'm gonna have my goal being around 30,000 Chase points, and it's kind of my new baseline to get back to. Card number 2, the American Express Gold Card. This one will go back in the front slot of my wallet because I use it quite a bit. And that's because it's my food card, earning 4 points per dollar at restaurants worldwide on up to $50,000 in purchases per calendar year, and 4 points per dollar on groceries at US supermarkets. That cap is $25K per calendar year. Yes, it also earns triple points on flights booked directly with the airlines and through AmexTravel.com, and double on prepaid hotels through Amex's portal, and 1X as its base, but I don't use the card for any of those categories. It's just supermarkets and dining. It does have a $325 annual fee though, so to make sure that I'm getting the value that I'm paying for with that fee, I do use the 120 Uber Cash benefit. Specifically, I use it through Uber Eats, and I place pickup orders, that way I can save on a bunch of the fees. There's also the $84 Dunkin' credit, that's up to $7 a month. I'm using that to reload my Dunkin' card in the app because there's no Dunkin' near me right now, but I like to save up that balance month over month, so when I do take a trip somewhere, I can use Dunkin' on that trip, for example, for breakfast. I'm also using the $100 Resi credit, that's up to $50 in statement credits semi-annually, so every 6 months of the year. And lastly, the $120 dining credit. I'm also using this for pickup orders via Grubhub. Card number 3, the Amex Blue Business Plus credit card. This one will slide right in on the top slot. And wow, what a simple card this is. It earns double points on all of your eligible purchases up to $50,000 per calendar year. And there's also a $0 annual fee. And I was going to keep it at just that with my 1 Chase card and 2 Amex cards, but the deeper I dug into my spending, the more I couldn't justify just stopping at those 3 cards. And before I take you into the next card, I'm already at 2 different currencies right here. Chase Ultimate Rewards points and American Express Membership Rewards points. And we're definitely not done with this video yet. So real quick here, I'd like to show you the way that I'm keeping track of the rewards side of my financial world with today's sponsor called Matt's Rewards. Matt's Rewards is an app that makes managing multiple credit cards super easy. That's because you can see your cards, rewards, and more in one place. And to make sure you're not leaving value on the table, there's Matt's Rewards Gold, which has several features that I absolutely love. First is the benefit trackers. For cards that give you statement credits for certain purchases, these trackers show you how much you've used versus how much you've got left and when they expire. Second is the best card page, which shows you which card to use to earn the most amount of rewards by category or even at the locations around you. And this third one is awesome. You know how some banks like Chase and Amex allow you to add offers to your card to earn even more rewards? Well, instead of having to scroll through and manually activate each one individually on separate apps, Matt's Rewards can do all of that for you. This makes sure you don't miss out on a discount or some bonus points on something that you were going to buy anyway. So if you'd like to manage your credit cards like a pro, simply scan the QR code on your screen, click the link down below in the description, or just download the Matt's Rewards app and add the code MARKR during sign up. Whichever method you choose, you can try out the totally free version or get 25% off Matt's Rewards Gold if you want all the best features. Now let's get back to my next card. The fourth card that I'm using is the US Bank Cash Plus Visa Signature card, and it solves a really sizable problem that I've been dealing with. I'll reveal that in just a moment. What's great about this card is that it earns 5% cash back on your first $2,000 in combined eligible purchases each quarter of the year on 2 categories that you choose. It then earns 2% back on one everyday category that you choose each quarter, and then 1% back on all of your other eligible purchases. There's also a $0 annual fee. And I don't know why they didn't mention it right here with the rest of the reward structure, but further on down on their site, they also mentioned there's another 5% category, which is 5% cashback on prepaid travel like air, hotel, and car reservations when you book those directly in the US Bank Travel Center. The real superpower here is the choice that this card gives you. So here's the cashback calendar, 5% back on the left, 2% back on the right. Really, all I'm focusing on here is the 5% option. And you'll notice that some of these here are not really offered much by any other cards in the market. So I chose some of those categories like home utilities and also TV, internet, and streaming. That means my phone bill, gas bill, electric bill, trash and sewage bill from the city, so on and so forth. All of those bills go right on this card. And here's what it looks like actually. It's one of those vertically designed cards, although the design goes that way, but the words go that way. Regardless though, I don't keep it directly in my wallet because I have it on file with all those service providers. So it's like an auto pay type of deal, just earning my 5% without me thinking about it. I feel the need to mention though that the reward options for redemption have changed a little bit. Now the only options that give you good value are as cashback as a statement credit, a rewards card, or directly deposited into your US Bank checking or savings account. I recently closed out my bank accounts with the US Bank as part of my larger initiative of simplifying my financial world. So for me, a statement credit will be just fine. Earn on this card for 9, 10, 11 months, have hundreds of dollars worth of cash back, and then have basically 1 or 2 months where all of my utilities will be fully covered by redeeming as statement credits. The reason why I chose to add this card is because one of my utility companies did not take American Express. I initially planned to put all my utility bills just on the Amex Blue Business Plus, which would not have been maximized fully, but still good enough for my broader vision of simplicity. But I did not want to have all my utilities on one card and then one utility on a separate card. So I chose to rather just have all my utilities on a single card and have this be basically my utility card. Because basically everybody takes Visa. Another problem I faced is whenever I went to do a trip and it was paid for in cash. I really didn't feel that great just getting double points on my travel expenses, so I wanted to maximize those a bit further. And to do so, with the flights at least, I chose the Amex Platinum card as my 5th card. It's a very involved card with a million different benefits, of course, but I'm using it in a pretty simple way. For the rewards, just 5 points per dollar on flights. Anything else, I don't even worry about it. There was a cap of up to $500,000 on flight purchases per year. I won't have to worry about that though. And on the benefits side, I'm using enough of them to justify the annual fee, which is currently $895. As for the ones that I'm using, I put a dotted line around this one because the Global Lounge Collection, although it's the most comprehensive airport lounge network available right now, I usually find myself using Chase lounges or Capital One lounges a lot more often these days. I also have priority pass through other cards, and for the Delta lounge access, I don't really fly Delta ever, so not useful to me. Therefore, Amex lounge access is of questionable use for me right now. It also comes with the $600 hotel credit, which is $300 every 6 months. I am making sure to use that. Also the $200 Uber cash up to $15 a month, and a bonus $20 in December, definitely using that. And in case you didn't know, it does stack with your Amex Gold card. So if you add the Platinum plus the Gold both to your Uber wallet, you'll receive 15 from your Platinum and 10 from your Gold, merged into one balance to use how you wish each month. I also use the $200 airline fee credit. The Fine Hotels and Resorts program really only when I'm using the hotel credit. But if that hotel credit were already used up, I would not be singling this out for consistent use right now. The 209 credit with Clear Plus is of good use to me. I've had Clear way before the Platinum card even had that benefit. $400 throughout the year in $100 increments with Resi. I'm definitely using that. Also $300 a year with the digital entertainment credit. And also yes to $300 with Lululemon. That's $75 per quarter and $155 for covering the Walmart Plus subscription. It's always smart to do an inventory of what you use versus what you don't and comparing that to the annual fee. So I did some quick math here on the screen, adding up all the credits that I am using, and the total there was $2,364, well beyond an $895 annual fee. So for me, the value is there right now. But what about when I'm going on a trip and I'm paying cash for it and we're not talking about flights? That's where card number 6 comes in. It's the Wells Fargo Autograph Card. This one earns unlimited triple points for restaurants, travel in a broader sense, including airfare, hotels, car rentals, cruises, and more. Also at gas stations and EV charging, transit, which includes a bunch of stuff, popular streaming services, and phone plans. If you haven't already guessed what I'm using it for, it's definitely that travel category to fill in the gap, especially for hotels. In the past, when paying cash for a hotel, I almost always used my hotel card for the paid stay. So a Marriott card at a Marriott property, Hilton for Hilton, so on and so forth. But since those programs keep devaluing their points so frequently and so dramatically, it doesn't make much sense for me to really stockpile those much anymore. Maybe if I get down to a zero balance at some point after a huge redemption, that could justify having my baseline for certain programs be worked up again. But until then, I'd rather have points that have a more fixed value and are less subject to constant devaluations. I will say though that the gas and transit categories are very tempting, especially because I may start driving a lot more in the near future here. So if I find myself spending a lot more on tolls and especially a lot more in gas than I am right now, then moving all those purchases over to this card could make great sense because right now they're all on the Blue Business Plus. All of those awesome reward categories come with a $0 annual fee, which is fantastic, a much less expensive card than the Amex Green card actually, which has a lot of overlapping categories with this one, except the Green currently costs $150 per year. The autograph card also has some protections and other benefits too, one of which is cell phone protection. That is quite nice. Also, no foreign transaction fees, which is super useful as a Visa card as well because it's accepted so widely around the globe. And believe it or not, you can actually take your reward points and transfer them to select transfer partners. This is a very new program for Wells Fargo, so there's not a whole lot to choose from right now, but hopefully it will be built out more over time. As I record this video, there are 9 different transfer partners, all of which are airlines and 1 hotel program, which is Choice Rewards. I just realized I stopped showing you my cards. So for the ones that we already talked about, the Amex Platinum is right here. I don't keep it in my wallet because for a single use case type of card, just 5 points per dollar in flights. I don't need to have it on my day-to-day wallet. The Wells Fargo autograph is right here, which we're currently talking about, a nice $0 annual fee card. And up next, my last and final card for the business side is card number 7, the Wells Fargo Signify Business Cash Card. This is another one of those super simple cards, giving unlimited 2% cash back on all of my business expenses, also a $0 annual fee, and all of my business stuff is going on this card right now. When it comes to the business stuff, I like to keep things extremely simple, so no multiple card setups here. Just running 2% back over everything is great. Plus, a good handful of my expenses anyway would be non-bonus spend, earning 1% or 1 point per dollar on other cards. So the guaranteed 2% is sweet. And here's what that card looks like in person. This one actually goes right here in the middle slot in my wallet. because it's not something I need to use to swipe in person very often, and the middle slot of most wallets is kind of hard to access because it's wedged between the other two. So just nice to have on my person whenever I'm going places, because if I have a business expense come up or an invoice that's due, I just can pull the card out and get it done. Just like I did with the Amex Platinum card earlier, looking at all the benefits that I'm using to see a kind of a global view of an individual card, it's also nice to do the same type of thing with your overall credit card strategy. So how about a summary of everything that we went over so far? For my personal credit card setup on the daily use, I've got just 4 cards right now. The Chase Freedom for Amazon, Amex Gold for my food, the Amex Blue Business Plus for pretty much everything else that does not fall into a neat category on another card, and then my US Bank Cash Plus card, mostly just for my utilities, including my internet bill. And for someone with a bunch of different cards, narrowing it down to just 4 that get consistent use is pretty darn good for me. I then add just 2 extra ones for occasional or specific use. Specifically the Amex Platinum card just for paid flights when those come up, also for the benefits, and then the Wells Fargo Autograph card to take care of non-flight travel stuff, so hotels, rental cars, and the like. And then I'm considering the transit and tolls category as well, which would not involve any more cards, rather just moving those 2 types of purchases from the Blue Business Plus on over if my spend volume does pick up in those areas. Then finally, for my business life, it all goes onto one card. That's the Wells Fargo Signify Business Cash for simplicity over there. And if you're curious about the back side of my wallet, which has 2 open slots still, right now just that Chase Freedom card is in there. What do I do with these? Well, the middle slot goes with my driver's license, which I'm not going to show on the video here, of course. But the last slot here in the front, I actually use for my debit card. Because sometimes I want to grab some cash or deposit some cash or whatever. I also like to have it when I'm traveling. So what I've been using lately is the Chime debit card, actually. So that's the one that goes right here in the front. I've really been liking Chime because it is another super simple app and whole overall interface and ecosystem to use. And the best part is I don't have to worry about finding a specific branch of ATMs to use. Rather, I can either deposit cash or withdraw at pretty much any Walgreens location that participates nationwide. To deposit cash, I can simply bring it to the cashier at the front at any Walgreens location, and they'll scan my QR code in my Chime app or just swipe my debit card, and from there they can add the cash to my Chime balance. Or if I want to withdraw, I can use the ATM on site as well. It's super easy and fee-free too. And from time to time, Chime may also offer a bonus to open and fund one of their accounts. So link will be down below to Chime as well if you want to check it out as a really simple way to have a checking account that's easy to get and receive cash, as well as pay your bills and receive direct deposit from your paycheck too. And lastly, for the middle slot, that's where my health insurance card goes, and also a little bit of cash. With all that said, that's a wrap for what's in my wallet / how my wallet has changed in a big way for 2026 right now. What do you all think about my strategy? Did I do pretty good for someone who's crazy about credit cards, getting down to just 4 on the regular or 7 for the entire year? Or is that still a bit crazy? You let me know. Also tell me your strategy down below too. Before you go though, if you want to earn more rewards really easily, especially while you're just shopping at home, check out the links below to Rakuten. It's an online shopping portal that gives you cash back on top of your regular credit card rewards. And if you go into your account settings, you can even switch it from cashback to earn Amex points or Bilt points instead. Furthermore, if you want me to keep you up to date about great credit card offers as they become available and before they expire, sign up for my free credit card offer alerts. And lastly, if you want a great way to manage multiple cards, rewards programs, and benefits in one place, check out Max Rewards too. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.